Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another WWE Fantasy Log. I am James Phoenix. With me, as always, is Geoff.
What's up?
All right. And we're here to the usual. Unfortunately, got a little late for Tiff because they do our news thing earlier. There was some scoring stuff going on, so she's not with us. But we do have her scores for SmackDown,
As we always do.
as we do. So we're going to kick right off with Monday Night Raw. Let me open up the Excel document, and we will see where we stand. Unscroll. There we go. Anyway, let's go over here. Boop, boop, boop.
So who are we giving Leo Rush to?
I don't know. We'll figure that out. But anyway, currently in the lead is Geoff at 56.89 with the glorious TNA Pro Wrestling Club Originals. I'm in second at 56.30. Woken Warriors. The Legit Rowdy Architects with Tiff are in third at 51.20.
Yep.
Just going to roll over here real quick and do this. So we're going to open up with Monday Night Raw from the 25th. We're also going to cover SmackDown Live for the 26th. And 205 Live for the 26th.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go over here. Currently in the lead is Seth freaking Rollins at 6'10".
Ooh.
Followed in second place by the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman at 5'44". Mr. Monster of the Bank. Followed by Daniel Bryan at 386.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Finn Balor coming in at 362, tied with Jeff Hardy, the U.S. champ. AJ Styles, the WWE champ, is at 340. Drew Gulak of the Cruiserweights is at 331. Roman Reigns, the big dog, at 320. Carmella, the SmackDown Women's Champion, at 312. And Alexa Bliss, the Raw Women's Champion, at 285. So let's do this. All right. Oh, excuse me. So Raw opens up with Kurt Angle. He comes out to the ring, joined by Constable Corbin. He starts talking when he's interrupted by Roman. Lashley interrupts shortly thereafter. Lashley and Reigns get into a tiff in the ring about who should challenge Brock Lesnar. Lashley tells Reigns that he had his chance to beat Brock for 3 years and he's failed every time. And now it's time for somebody else to take a chance, namely him. He tells Reigns to move on, and Reigns says, well, Lashley, you'd be the expert on moving on, considering about 10 years ago you took your ball and went home, decided you wanted to go compete in MMA fighting. Reigns mentions that he's here every week in and week out, and that Lashley didn't make much of an impact in the MMA world, while Reigns has been making an impact in the WWE. Lashley says he's the only one who has the legit tools to beat Brock, and he'll beat anyone else Kurt's put in front of him too, including Reigns. But Kurt explains to everybody that Brock Lesnar pulled out of the agreement to defend the title at SummerSlam, and therefore there will no longer be a multi-man number one contenders match at Extreme Rules.
Wow. Really?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. This is their shtick now. They have Brock contracted for one final day, and it's when he'll drop the title. But they're trying to postpone as much as possible and build it up as Brock refuses to show up to defend the title. so that people will cheer when Roman actually beats him for it.
That's not going to happen.
I don't know. Anyway. So Lashley and Reigns are not happy about this, and Reigns says that Lesnar doesn't respect anybody in the WWE, the fans, the guys in the back, nobody. And Lashley adds that if Lesnar had someone legit to face, he might be around more instead of having to face Reigns every time for 3 years. He's probably gotten tired of it. He says that Lesnar is tired of seeing Reigns face just like all the fans are. Reigns says that him and Lashley should fight right now, but Kurt stops him, tells him he'll consider booking a match between them for Extreme Rules. But the Revival comes out next and say they take issue with Reigns and Lashley. And so Corbin says that they should get it on right now. Kurt calls for a ref, and we got a tag team match plan. And the match is Lashley and Roman versus the Revival. And long story short, Lashley and Roman are both fairly dominant in the match until the point at which Reigns tags himself in on Lashley. This leads to a miscommunication. Lashley gets knocked out of the ring, and Reigns gets rolled up from behind by Dash Wilder for a 3 count out of nowhere.
Good. Go back to the mid-card, you scrub.
So anyway. So the Revival won by a roll-up, but they didn't actually use any moves. Either of them. So, let's see. Who got the roll-up on that? It was Dash Wilder, I believe. Yes. So, therefore, Scott Dawson is going to get 5 points for a match and 5 points for a promo. It's 10 points to Scott Dawson. No, wait. And 15 for being on the winning team. Yeah. 25 points to Scott Dawson. It's 99, 09, 114. All right. And then what else we got here? We've got Roman Reigns. I know I'm doing these guys out of order for this one. I messed up. That's okay. Now, Roman Reigns is going to get 5 for the promo, 5 for the match, and 3 moves. It's 13 points. And Bobby Lashley's getting the same. It's 13 would be 75. 278. All right. And then the winner of the match was Dash Wilder. And he's going to get himself 20 points for winning a match, 5 for being in it is 25. And no moves, but he does get 5 for the pre-match promo. So 30 points to Dash Wilder. Puts him at 124. Okay. And Lashley gets in Reigns' face after the match, unhappy about the miscommunication that caused them the match. Meanwhile, we cut up to the big screen, and Matt Hardy appears, cuts a promo on the B team, saying that they had a great performance. And then Bray walks in and talks some trash to the B team and warns them about coming after the tag team titles. Matt Hardy says the B team has no idea what they got themselves into, and they tell them to run. With a note that Matt is going to fight Curtis one-on-one in a little bit. So promo to Matt and Bray. All right. Next, there's a 2K19 commercial showing that Rey Mysterio's back. Next up, Wyatt and Hardy are in the ring. The B team appears on the screen mocking their counterparts, with Curtis Axel pretending to be Woken Matt and Bo Dallas pretending to be Bray Wyatt, doing a rather convincing impression.
It's probably not that much of a stretch. He's probably done that almost every day for his entire life.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, brothers like to mock each other.
It's true. And so Cole promotes that the tag titles will be on the line between these two teams at Extreme Rules. And then Matt Hardy has a one-on-one match with Curtis Axel, which apparently would have, I missed the first hour of Raw because I had to work a late night on Monday, and I don't normally do that anymore. But apparently Matt started off strong with the repeated slams of Axel's face into the corner turnbuckle. Axel fought back with a boot to the face. They kept fighting in the corner. Matt went up for a superplex, but apparently slipped off the turnbuckle, and Axel landed on top of him and got a 3 count.
Okay, then. So botch to Matt Hardy?
I don't know, but after the match, Matt and Bray apparently congratulate Axel on the win. And the B team head out, so I don't know. But Cole does address on commentary that Matt Hardy's foot slipped off the rope. So Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt are each going to get accompaniment points. Oh. 63. All right, and then let's see. Matt Hardy gets 5 points for being in this match. 1 move is 6 points to Matt. Yeah. Top 10 for Woken Matt. And then Curtis Axel is going to get 20 points for winning and 5 for competing. Is 25 points to Curtis Axel. Okay. So next we see replays of Sasha and Bayley fighting last week. Sasha's shown backstage talking to Kurt, but we can't hear what they're saying, so we're not getting any points for that. The Authors of Pain are shown walking backstage and shoving employees out of their way. They run into Titus worldwide, and Titus asks them not to treat people that way, but the Authors aren't interested. It's a promo to Titus. And then the Authors of Pain proceed to go out to the ring and squash the Gibson brothers, who are apparently local enhancement talent.
Okay, then.
Razor was the legal man as of the tag in the end of the match. So therefore, Occam will get 15 points for being on the winning team, 5 for competing in 2 moves. It's 22 points to Occam. Let's see, that's 94, 04, 106. So glad they finally remembered these guys were on the roster. And then Razor gets 20 points for winning the match. He gets 5 for competing as 25, and also 2 moves. It's 27 points to Rezar. You know, 89 and 7 is 96. Okay. After the match, the Authors continue beating down the jobbers until Titus Worldwide comes out for the save. Titus and Apollo hit the ring, and the Authors back off and head up the ramp. So I guess we'll give Apollo 3 for an appearance.
So a feud between Titus Worldwide and the Authors of Pain.
That's what it seems like.
So they're feeding Titus Worldwide to the Authors of Pain.
That's what it seems like.
Fuck you, Vince.
Yeah. Next. We have Kurt Angle and Constable Corbin. And Corbin says that Kurt is making tag teams implode. And they briefly argue before Balor walks in, complaining about Lesnar not being active. And Corbin says Balor should stop complaining because he knows he would come up short against Lesnar. Braun Strowman interrupts, briefcase in hand, and says that he wants more opponents and wants to try being Kevin Owens' friend. It sounds like there's a tag match for later with Braun and Kevin taking on Balor and Corbin. That's a promo to Balor and Strowman. And I guess technically Corbin since he's in the match.
I guess, but that just seems kind of out of place.
Yeah. None. And Finn Balor. He's 67. Okay. Next up, we see a replay of Ronda beating the shit out of Alexa and Kurt and referees last week. Alexa and Mickey come down to the ring and they proceed to cut a heel promo about how Alexa's awesome and deserves a championship celebration, and Ronda's suspended because she's an out-of-control maniac, and Nia's not here because she's still recovering from having her arm ripped off by Ronda and then getting beat down with a briefcase. And Mickey goes as far as to say that Alexa's Money in the Bank cash-in might have been the best ever. And Alexa says she's the real hero. She's overcome every obstacle in her way. But Natalya comes out to interrupt, pointing out that it's only 23 days until her friend Ronda Rousey comes back and deals with Alexa. Alexa talks her trash back at her, but Natalya says she's not done because she talked to Kurt, and they've got a one-on-one match tonight, and she didn't come alone. Nia Jax joins her on the stage, having now apparently face-turned again, and they head down to the ring.
So they realize heel Nia was fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, +1.
Yep. We then have Natalya one-on-one with Alexa Bliss, which Natalya wins via the sharpshooter. So let's see here. So, let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Mickie James is going to get 5 off the promo. 6 for interference is 11. And yeah. 11 points to Mickie. 80. And then Nia Jax will get well, I guess technically she gets a company because she came out with Natalya specifically for the match, so So Nia would get accompaniment and interference. So 11 points also to Nia. 239. All right. And then Alexa Bliss gets 5 points for being in a match. 5 for a pre-match promo is 10, and one move is 11 to the goddess.
Fair.
All right. And then we've got Natalya, who's going to get 20 points for winning a match. 5 for being in the match is 25, and 2 moves is 27 points to Natalya. Plus a pre-match promo is an additional 5, so that's actually 32. That's right, 262. All right. Next, Seth freaking Rollins does an interview in the back where he trashes Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre and says he's going to beat Ziggler and burn it down and take his title back. Spoiler alert, no, he's not. So Seth Rollins gets a promo. All right, we see Jinder and Sunil in the back in the middle of a photo shoot. The Riot Squad walks by and tags the camera and then smashes it. But Jinder and Sunil stay peaceful as they storm off. Because I guess they're the men of peace now.
I guess.
All right.
That's weird, but okay.
Yeah, that happens. So that was all Jinder and Sunil did all night, so I'm going to give me a mini for that. All right. And then we go to the ring where we have a 6-woman tag team match playa of Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Ember Moon taking on the Riot Squad. The Riot Squad are victorious when Sasha gets rolled up by Ruby.
Yay!
Yep. All the other ladies were brawling outside the ring at the time. Post-match, Bayley proceeds to pounce on Sasha Banks and start beating the shit out of her.
Yes, and the crowd fucking erupts.
Yeah.
So I don't know why people are calling this a heel turn when everyone fucking cheered the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And I don't consider it a heel turn either. I consider it that Bayley is just finally fed up with all the bullshit, which is a total face thing, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I would tend to agree. Anywho. So,
by the way, Vince, take notes. You want someone to cheer for someone you booked fucking horribly? This is how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Cough, Roman Reigns, cough. Like, you think he would have learned that before when he had Roman Reigns just go all super aggressive and just fucking destroy Triple H and the Authority. But no, Vince is all about, let's just shove them down people's throats.
Mm-hmm.
And it says it all when fucking Eric Bischoff is like, because I saw an interview with him, really, really, really good interview where he was asked about that, and he was trying to be a little political about it, and he was like, nah, fuck it. You know what? Let's just call it what it is. Roman Reigns isn't getting over because Vince is shoving him down people's throats. And when Eric Bischoff calls you out on that shit, you know it's true.
Mm-hmm. NWO says what?
Yeah, that was different. Yeah, it was shoving down throats, but it was also a lot of egos and a lot of people with creative power, all of whom wanted to be in on the NWO, and Eric Bischoff just had no control over the roster.
Yeah. Anywho. So, let's see here. Most of these ladies did not do anything in terms
Which is
of
basically
moves.
what Kevin Nash said when he was asked. Because was it Kevin Nash or was it either Kevin Nash or it was Shawn Michaels. I think Shawn Michaels or Kevin Nash, but they were asked about like differences between DX. I think it was Shawn Michaels asked about, and Triple H asked about differences between DX and NWO. And basically, maybe it was Nash because he was in WCW, but they basically said the difference was that with DX, no, it was Shawn and Triple H because they said with DX.
Well, I don't fucking care. What did they say?
Well, now you know how I feel. Fuck off. Anyway, they basically said that the difference is with DX, people wanted to be part of it, but they said no because they said what made DX work was them. Whereas with the NWO and WCW, and like Nash would corroborate this in other interviews too, is that there was so many people because if you'll recall in WCW, like at least half the roster had creative control and like Hogan and shit like that. And with that many people actually and with that many egos having that much control, and everyone wanted a piece of the NWO because it was the hottest thing going. So they're like, oh, well, that'll be great for my career. Let's join the NWO. Yeah, basically 80% of the roster joining the NWO, and Bischoff's hands were tied because everyone had the exclusive, you have creative control contract. So it was nothing he could do. He had to run with it and make the best of it.
There's been some reports by people that those contracts were not as heavily in the creative department as people tend to think.
But maybe not creative, but they had like control over their own characters and stuff, and basically were able to dictate, hey, I want to be a part of this, and they kind of had to do it. Either way, that's what's been cited as the difference between DX and NWO is the fact that in WWE, nobody had creative control aside from, people in DX, and they all said, no, we are DX. We are what makes it work.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and like Bischoff and like Nash can kind of corroborate the whole ego and power tripping thing in WCW. Mm-hmm. And I would wager that was a huge reason why WCW started to fail even under Eric Bischoff's tenure, that and his lack of experience. But let's be honest, despite the lack of experience, he was probably the smartest man in the room, Bischoff. He knew what he was doing. He just didn't have control. That was the difference.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, when Bischoff is like, let's be honest here, Vince is just shoving Roman down people's throats. That's why they're not responding, because they're sick of it. It's like, yeah. And Bischoff is like, he's effectively a heel, but fucking turn him full heel. You do that, people will cheer. And they'll be cheering for him for all the right reasons and they'll be hating him for all the right reasons because he'll be a heel, a full-on heel, having him like hate the fans and blah, blah, blah. But when you have someone like him that's effectively a heel and people are booing him, but you're trying to shove him down people's throats as a babyface, that's just going to turn people off even more. And basically, Bischoff basically vindicated the entire WWE universe on YouTube in an interview.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a really good. The guy's name is Chris Van Vliet, Vilet. Okay. He's a really, really, really good interviewer. You should check out his YouTube channel. He has a lot of really great interviews with wrestlers.
Good to know. Anyway. So like I said, the heels on, so we're going to do the faces first, and nobody did really any moves in this match. It was very short.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bayley's going to get 5 points for being in the match. And then Ember and Sasha each had 1 move. So they're each going to get 6.
Right.
And Sasha.
No, you know who it was that was saying that stuff about DX? It was Mr. Ass.
Ah.
It was Billy Gunn. It was an interview with Billy Gunn. And he was talking about that stuff because they asked him about like the VKM and shit in TNA.
The Voodoo Kin Mafia.
Yeah, about the fact that they couldn't use like the New Age Outlaws and shit. And he was like, yeah, that was a problem. And me and Brian talked about it and shit like that. But hey, what are you going to do?
Yep.
And of course, you know, him being part of the clique, basically those two, he kind of knew the differences between DX and NWO because, you know, he'd be talking to like Kevin and Scott and shit like that.
Mm.
Yeah, his interview was really good too. He's since buried the hatchet with Triple H and stuff like that, so he's all on good terms with WWE and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's clean, which is nice because he was like, "Yeah, I said shit I probably shouldn't have said and didn't mean when I was fucking high off my ass on drugs. Not a good thing. Kids don't do drugs, okay?
Okay.
Drugs are bad."
Okay. Anyway, let's see here. So Sasha, I just gave her points.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, 189 to 195. Yep. All right. And then on the face side, it was Ruby who got the pinfall. So the other two ladies are going to get themselves 15 points each. 5 for competing is 20 points each to Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan.
Yeah, I love when Chris does interviews because he'll just do them at like certain events and stuff. And like he did one with Ziggler, and just randomly out of nowhere, Zack Ryder came out of nowhere.
Okay, then.
He's like, "Yo," it's waved through the window. It's like Ziggler's like, "Hey, it's Zack," and they just turn around. There's Zack Ryder peering in through the window like a fucking creepy stalker.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. Yeah, so you get random people just showing up in these interviews because they're at like, you know, the venues and stuff.
Right. Makes sense.
So who gets the next point?
Well, let's see. That'll be Ruby Riott, who won the match. Therefore, gets 20 points, and 5 for competing is 25 points to Ruby.
Far.
I did give Liv her points, right? Yes. Okay.
I hope so. I hoped you gave the entire Riot Squad their points, considering you just scored the winner.
Yeah, I did. Ruby Riott gets 25 points. And let's see, 89, 99, 09, and 5 is 214. Okay. After this, we cut to the backstage. After the match, Bayley beats the shit out of Sasha, like I said. Pulls Sasha out to ringside, slams her on the floor, throws her into the ring steps, and then yells in her face. So that's an assault to Bayley.
Woo! Woken Bayley confirmed.
I don't know about that.
That'd be awesome. Make her part of the Woken Warriors.
Anyway, after a quick promotion for a commercial here, we got to Kurt Angle in the back, who was telling a ref to find Bayley. Kevin Owens walks in and complains to Kurt about being teamed up with Braun Strowman, but Kurt says that Braun genuinely wanted to be Owens' partner, and this could be the start of a beautiful friendship. Promo to KO.
Hey, Kevin, won't be my friend.
Yep.
Apparently, Braun Strowman is the new Heidenreich.
I guess.
Won't be my friend.
Anyway, we cut out to the ring for what is intended to be a match between No Way Jose and Mojo Rawley. After a loss for Jose last week, trying to get a rematch here. But Mojo comes out, interrogates one of the conga dancers, and then informs Jose that he's not getting a rematch, and then punches him in the face and leaves.
Okay, then. Apparently, Jose's not hype.
No. So that match didn't happen. So that's basically going to come to the extent of No Way Jose is going to get a appearance.
Mm-hmm.
16. And Mojo Rawley is going to get. No, he only threw one punch. It's not really an assault, but it's not a move either.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give him 5 points overall for some semblance of both a move and a appearance.
And a promo, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the promo too. So you should get more than that, actually.
5 for promo, 1 for the move.
Yeah, that'll work. All right, 6 points to Mojo.
Mm-hmm. Also, interestingly enough, I saw an interview with Adam Rose.
Adam Rose.
Yeah, post, as Rose put it, Britney Spears meltdown.
Yeah.
Because apparently he had a Britney Spears meltdown, as he put it, when he shaved his head and shit.
Ah.
He was like, yeah, that wasn't good. I wasn't in good headspace. He still seemed kind of blitzed. Maybe he was just depressed. But they asked him about No Way Jose and about the whole conga line being basically the Rosebuds. And Adam Rose was like, yeah, because that works so well for me.
Huh.
He was like, oh, no. He was like, seriously, though, I do wish him all the best, and I hope he finds more success in that than I did. But let's be honest, it's not a good gimmick.
Mm.
Also, Adam Rose owns the name and gimmick of Adam Rose.
Fair. Anyway.
He also has a separate separate luggage for his coat because it's so fucking big.
Hmm.
He does say it's a pain in the ass to travel with that thing.
Yeah, I can imagine. Anyway, Bailey walks into Kurt Angle's office, and Angle is very mad at her and tells her that this needs to stop. And so next week, she needs to go to counseling or she's fired.
The return of Dr. Shelby?
Not Team Hell No reunited on SmackDown.
Yeah, but they don't need counseling. They hugged it out. They're friends.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is, could that have been preemptive of the return of Dr. Shelby?
Eventually.
Dr. Shelby was on Twitter, and he did put out a tweet about it.
I heard about that. It's like,
Yeah.
dude. Hey, Daniel. Yes, Kurt. So I need these ladies to go to counseling. I hear you know a really, really good counselor. Yes.
Pretty much. We shall see. So I guess that's technically a mini to Bailey.
Mm-hmm. If they're going to try to rehash Team Hell No with Bailey and Sasha, they can go to hell because, come on, get original here. Don't just rehash something that's already gone through, especially when you just reintroduced that thing into the WWE universe. That seems kind of really poor storytelling.
Except that might be the point. They might actually go your route and have Kurt say that he spoke to Paige, who spoke to Daniel Bryan, who recommended Dr. Shelby. Like, Kurt could say that we needed to get you counseling, and when I was watching SmackDown, and they gave me a brilliant idea, and I called Dr. Shelby. Which
is fine, and I don't have a problem with it being Dr. Shelby. I'm just saying, don't go down the exact same storyline that they went with Team Hell No. Well, don't rehash that storyline. You can use the same doctor, but make it an original storyline. Don't do the exact same thing because that's just really poor storytelling, and that shows lack of creativity. Especially, again, since you just reintroduced the two people that were in that storyline originally.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying. So I'm just hoping that they're original with this and it's not the same storyline.
Hopefully. We'll see.
Because I like hyper-violent Bailey.
Fair.
I like Bailey who's not going to take shit from Sasha because Sasha's like the manipulator. She's the one who doesn't give a shit here.
Yep. Anyway. We go out to the ring for our tag team match of Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. And Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman win this match. And surprisingly, that victory had nothing to do with Braun.
Okay.
Because Braun knocked himself out of the ring post.
Okay, then.
Yeah, he ran and they moved. And
good job.
Yeah, he does that. Luckily, Kevin Owens didn't have to do shit except lie on his ass in the ring because Corbin and Balor decided they'd rather beat the shit out of each other and get counted out.
Okay, then. So Balor versus Corbin feud?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, poor Balor. Hopefully Balor wins the feud, because if they just bury Balor at this point, then WWE can go to hell. Balor needs to just fucking quit.
Balor needs to go to SmackDown.
Balor needs to go back to ROH and rejoin the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
Because obviously coming to here was not a wise move. Because he's done literally fuck all since being here.
Just send him over to hang out with Cedric, make him a face of 205 Live.
That would bury the entire division. Just him being there would bury the entire division. Never mind putting the belt on him.
Just a thought.
I could see him going to SmackDown and having the four of them just run SmackDown. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he and AJ kind of have their little friend. That's just it. You have him and AJ start hanging out. You have the club, the Good Brothers. They all just kind of run roughshod over SmackDown for a while as a face team, and then when you get to somewhere down the line, you have one of them. You have one of those two turn on the other, and bam, you got your WrestleMania match.
Yeah, or you have Shinsuke just get fucking fed up with everything and start forming a faction of his own on SmackDown, and that precipitates AJ being like, okay, fine, you know what? I've got friends too, asshole.
You could do that, but where's Shinsuke gonna find friends?
Oh, I don't know. There's two Japanese guys in 205 Live not doing anything.
I'm pretty sure one of them.
Unless Hideo actually gets a title shot.
Yeah, I think Hideo's getting a title shot.
You can still bring over Tozawa.
Theoretically.
And let's be honest, if they approached Hideo and said, do you want the Cruiserweight title shot? Or do you want to go to SmackDown and join Shinsuke Nakamura's team? I think he'd go to SmackDown.
This is true.
Also, we know WWE is constantly in talks with NJPW. It would not surprise me if they plan to form a team and they're just like, okay, go over talk to the president of NJPW. Hey, we need a couple of Japanese superstars to come in and form a team with Shinsuke. Who you got?
Except, are they really? Because NJPW is like partnered with ROH, who just got fucked out of an arena by them.
That's true. Or I'm sure there's people that they could put with Shinsuke that are already on the roster.
I'm sure it's just a matter of who.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if you really wanted to, if he gets healthy, you could take Jeff Hardy, have him go full on Willow and have him join Shinsuke.
You could.
Because I could see Willow joining Shinsuke. Because Willow, I believe, was a heel gimmick in TNA. So,
where's my given that Shinsuke's entire shtick now seems to be, I'm going to punch people in the balls and do whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be enough chaos to attract sanity?
That's not where I thought you were going to go with that, but that could work. Because you know what I was thinking when you just mentioned he's going around punching people in the balls?
Yeah.
Would that be enough to attract the master of the ball shot himself?
Ric Flair?
No, he's too old.
Yeah, I gotta say. He's on Raw.
He could jump.
Yeah.
Besides, he's not doing anything wrong. When was the last time he actually showed up on Raw?
This is true.
Because think about it. Shinsuke's going around just uppercutting people in the balls. That'd be the impetus for Goldust to just show up on SmackDown and start kicking people in the balls.
I guess you could go with that. That'd be a weird-ass team.
It would kind of work because you could almost run it like a classic NXT style gimmick where Goldust shows up and it's like, hey, so you have all this talent, but you've been losing the big ones. How about you let me train you up a little bit? What if we form a little team? I can be like kind of your mentor. I mean, after all, I am the one that innovated the ball shot.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of interesting. It'd be weird, but it'd be interesting.
That would be very weird.
But I think it's weird enough it would work.
Yeah. The rock star and the movie star.
Damn right. King of Gold style.
There you go.
Hey, we've seen weirder teams. Anyway.
That's true. That's true. Okay.
Or you could have Finn Balor
Well,
jump to SmackDown, turn heel, and join Shinsuke.
that could work too. Well, I mean, I guess theoretically, if Shinsuke needs some weird intimidating dudes to follow him around, he can always go hire the Ascension. They're not doing anything.
Wrong show.
Do they get transferred? Okay.
They're on Raw.
My
and
bad.
I would say they could jump too because they're not doing anything. However, they just came over with the latest shift, so I doubt they would move them back over. Yeah, they came over with fucking what's his face? What are their faces? Breezango.
Right. Okay, well,
because at the time they were a package deal because they were all part of the Fashion Files.
Right. Let's see who. Oh yeah, that's a good point. People who are tired of, people who think that they deserve more to being underappreciated. I can't remember what the hell they've been doing since they got transferred over there, because it hasn't been a hell of a lot. But he can always go grab the bar.
He could, but wouldn't that be a demotion to the bar?
Less of a demotion than right now when they're not on TV.
True.
Or hell, if you can figure out a way to communicate with them, just hire the fucking Bludgeon Brothers.
That's what I was thinking.
Lord only knows.
You. Shitty!
Yeah. Or he could just grab some random dudes that aren't doing anything that are, I mean, if he was going to if I was him and I was going to form a faction of dudes that would work for me, let's see, who can he grab? Who's not doing anything right now? Let's see, he can grab Shelton Benjamin. He's available. Samoa Joe's around and probably wouldn't be too happy with that faction. He doesn't like Finn Balor at all.
He doesn't like Shinsuke either.
He doesn't like anybody, but he'll take whatever he sees as opportunity. If he sees an opportunity to destroy the faction of the guy holding the belt, he will do that.
He likes AJ.
He respects AJ. There's a difference.
Yeah, I suppose.
Let's see, who else is around? You can try to buddy up to Andrade Cien Almas.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, probably not.
Andrade has too much of an ego for that.
SmackDown technically still employs the Colognes.
They do. That could work. Give them something to do.
It's an option.
They have options.
They do. There's some options.
See, I would say the Sanity one would work with, except I doubt Eric Young would go for it. They're again going to be like, hell no, I built this factory from the ground up and now you want me to relinquish control? Fuck you.
I can see that. Fair enough. Yeah, they figure it out.
Indeed.
Anyway, moving along. Back to this. So Corbin and Balor beat each other up and get counted out. And so Kevin Owens, who happened to be lying in the ring, won by default.
Was he lying on purpose or did he get knocked down?
I believe, let's see here. He was lying down because Balor hit him with a sling blade.
Oh, okay.
Because basically Owens ran around the ring. Corbin clotheslined him. Strowman went out for Corbin. Balor slipped after Strowman hit the ring post. Balor slipped in and hit the sling blade on Owens. But then after he did this and turned around to go for the drop kick, Corbin tagged himself in. That pissed Finn off, and they started beating the shit out of each other. And then they got counted out.
You know, there is one other option for Shinsuke that we didn't think of. I'm surprised we didn't immediately go there.
Okay.
Considering right now he's kind of in limbo and he would totally go for it.
Okay.
Awesome!
Yeah, Miz would do that. Yeah.
The A-lister and the rock star.
I can see it. But that would still be a 2-on-4 fight.
You think the Miz cares? It's the Miz.
I think the Miz cares very much. I think the Miz does not go near multi-person fights unless he's on the side with more guys. Why do you think he employed the Miztourage?
True. Right now it's 2-on-3. But think about it. If the Miz joins up, that just increases the pool of talent which they can draw from for more people. Because now the Miz can draw everyone to that team.
True.
Because then the Miz can hire the Bludgeon Brothers.
No, I don't think the Bludgeon Brothers give a shit about the Miz.
I think they'd give less of a shit about Shinsuke.
True. But if the Miz is going to hire somebody, he's going to hire his already good friends, The Bar.
He could do that if they still respect him.
Well, yeah. That would be the question. I mean, there was at one point before The Bar disappeared, the last thing we saw them doing was helping the Miz in a 6-man tag match.
Yeah. Also, I wouldn't want to see The Bar back with him because it's like, well, that's just retreading old water. I'd want to see something new.
True.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Okay. Watch that. If you put Miz, make it a faction of guys who feel like they're being disrespected and not being given opportunity. You know, Shinsuke, who feels like he keeps getting fucked over in these title matches. The Miz, who feels like he's getting fucked over by not getting title matches. You have Shelton Benjamin, who feels like he's getting fucked over by not getting matches, period. And Ty Dillinger, who's just getting fucked over.
Actually, I actually kind of see Shelton Benjamin maybe doing a face turn, but as soon as you mentioned people who are feel like they're getting fucked over, people who aren't getting opportunity, if I was the Miz, I know exactly who I'd bring in for the equalizer.
Who's that?
Especially since he teased it already.
Okay.
Bring in TJP.
Yeah, that would work.
He already teased leaving 205 Live because DM the GM is a biased prick.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. So Kevin Owens was lying on the mat off the sling blade and won the match by default.
Fair. Fuck you, Corbin.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. So Corbin and Balor lost, so let's score them first.
So let me get this straight. The 1 week you get Corbin as the tag team partner, you win. The 1 week I get Corbin as a tag team partner, I lose. What the fuck?
Wait, what?
Because last week Owens got Corbin as a tag team partner and he won.
Right, and you got Corbin as a tag team partner and you lost.
That's what I said. The 1 week you get Corbin as a tag team partner, you win. The 1 week I get Corbin as a tag team partner, I lose. What the fuck?
Yep.
Fuck you.
That happens. Although I will make my point that I will make the point that if my memory serves me correctly, in both of those instances, it was Finn Balor who lost the match. So
technically, Finn Balor didn't lose the match; it was mutual loss, wasn't it?
Well, but Finn Balor was the one who decided I'd rather beat my partner up for tagging himself in than focus on the match.
But if Corbin tagged himself in, doesn't that technically make it Corbin who lost the match?
Technically, but Finn's the one who beat him up and stopped him from getting in the ring to actually finish the match. It's a shared fault, I guess. Anyway, let's come on. Time here. Time. Got 2 more shows to do. This isn't the last match.
1.5 shows.
What?
1.5 shows.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, so like I said, so Corbin and Balor are... Corbin got counted out, so he counts as a loser. It doesn't really matter. And that was... would you count that as an intentional count out?
Oh, no, Corbin's part, he didn't intentionally get counted out.
That's fair then. So in that case, it's an unintentional count out loss then, so that doesn't lose them any points.
Because Corbin didn't want to get counted out. He was getting punched in the face.
True. Anyway, so that being the case, then Balor and Corbin are each going to get themselves 5 points for being in this match.
And an assault for after the count out, because I assume they just continued to fight.
I don't know, because they started focusing on Owens and Strowman after the match. So I don't know. But I do know that Baron Corbin had 1 move and Finn Balor had 2 moves.
Okay.
So therefore, Corbin's getting 6 and Balor's getting 7. Okay. And then then Braun Strowman is getting 15 points for being on the winning team, 5 for competing as 20, and 2 moves is 22 points to Braun Strowman. And 69, 571. And then Kevin Owens gets 20 points for winning this match. He gets 5 for being in it as 25, and that's about it. $96 and 5 is 301. All right. So post-match, Kevin Owens attempts to celebrate with Braun Strowman, but Braun Strowman is hesitant. Instead, he stares Owens down like lunch, and Owens bids a hasty retreat. Strowman then grabs his briefcase and chases after him. We cut to the backstage area where Kevin Owens is shown running through the area. Strowman follows, furiously looking for Owens, who hides in a closet, waits for Strowman to pass, and then heads out of the closet. Kevin Owens gonna come out of the closet. Owens grabs his bag and then goes to leave the building, heading out to the parking lot. And he goes to the valet and demands his keys, but the valet informs him that the keys have already been picked up. And Kevin Owens looks to the left, and Braun is already in the parking lot, holding his briefcase in one hand and Owens' keys in the other hand. He throws Owens his keys, laughing at him, and says that he hopes he has insurance. Kevin Owens then turns his head to the opposite side of the valet from where Braun Strowman was, and a car, presumed to be Kevin Owens' car, is flipped upside down on its roof.
That was Kevin Owens' car, yes.
Yeah.
According to WWE.
Yeah. When it's on its roof.
Well, no, their article on their website says it was a Kevin's car. Therefore, it was Kevin's car.
Fair. Well, strictly speaking, it would be Kevin's rental car, but yes.
Not anymore. Now it's Kevin's totaled rental car.
Yeah. I hope he got the extra insurance.
Well, he didn't rent it. WWE rented it.
Yeah, well. Anyway, the car is flipped upside down. Braun Strowman laughs and walks away.
Har, 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 har.
Yes. So I'm going to give a promo to Owens and Strowman for that.
OMG for flipping the car?
We didn't actually see him do it, but I'll give it if you want.
Nah, he doesn't need more points. I was just trying to be nice. But you make a valid point. We didn't actually see him do it.
No.
Although it would be believable given how strong Braun Strowman is.
By the way, a decision being made. I'm not going about it right now. I gave him 1 for him for this week, but in the future, when Braun Strowman does that, I'm going to run around the ring and shoulder block everybody as I'm running a circle move. Does that count as 1 long move, or does it count as a move for each shoulder block he connects with?
I would say because it's a continuous move, I would count it as 1.
That's what I thought too. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, it'd be like, say, Kurt Angle doing the multiple Germans. You don't count each German. You count it as one string of moves.
True. But then again, we count each German for Brock.
That's because he doesn't have a multiple German suplex string. He just strings together multiple German suplexes. There's a difference.
Okay.
Right? Because he doesn't necessarily stop at 3. He'll do it until he's done.
Yeah.
Whereas, like Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, people like that, Chris Jericho, Jericho just power bombs, but they'll do a set number and then stop. Brock doesn't have a set number. Brock just does it until Brock doesn't want to do it anymore. Hence, Suplex City.
Fair enough. So, we cut back to the ring for our main event, an Intercontinental Championship match between Dolph Ziggler and Seth freaking Rollins. Yeah. I'm with you on the match. I'm with you on this one. I lost victory points.
Yeah. But you had the entirety of the match, so it's not a big deal. Oh, no, you didn't. You don't have Seth. God damn it.
I don't have Rollins. Tiff does.
Fair.
So, no, she got fucked out of the potential win. I got fucked out of potential win points on a retention, although I still get the retention.
Yeah, but you didn't win the match, so it might have worked out better in your favor because at least you get the retention points instead of loss.
True. Anyway.
Because do you think Ziggler really would have DQ'd himself if he thought he was going to win?
Ziggler didn't DQ himself. McIntyre DQ'd him.
Fair. Do you think McIntyre would have DQ'd him if he thought Ziggler was going to win?
Probably not.
So, ergo, you didn't get screwed out of anything. If anything, you gained points that you probably would have lost.
Maybe.
Continue.
All right. So, these two have a really, really good back and forth match. Like, these guys put on a clinic, and then Drew McIntyre fucks it up by pulling a ref out of the ring in the middle of a 3 count and then just assaulting Seth Rollins.
Yeah, well, that's about par for the course for Drew Mac. In the live show in Anaheim, that was the Shield versus Trigler. And Seth Rollins, Drew Mac in the ring. Seth Rollins Irish whips Drew Mac into the ropes. The entirety of the top rope proceeds to collapse, and Drew McIntyre does a backflip over the second rope, heading himself right into the ground.
Ow.
Yeah, needless to say, the match was stopped for a little bit, and Seth Rollins, he was trying to keep himself composed and beat Seth Rollins, but you can see on his face the holy shit, is Drew okay look?
Yeah.
Because they weren't expecting it to collapse, so there was literally nothing for Drew to brace against as his momentum just backflipped him over the second rope.
Right.
And, of course, Ziggler immediately hopped down and was like, oh, shit, dude, are you okay?
Right.
Of course, Mac was okay, as he was on Raw, but he got back up eventually after a couple minutes and got back in the ring. Unfortunately, the footage I saw was from a fan's perspective, so I couldn't really see outside the ring because he was like fucking 20 rows back.
Right.
But yeah, so finally Drew popped up, being the massive man that he is, and climbed back into the ring. It was also interesting to see because since there was no top rope, every single person in the match was a big man because they all did the big man step over the second rope thing. The second rope became the top rope.
Right.
And I also love the moment where fucking Reigns was the one in the match, and he has that move where he backs against the corner and bounces off the corner. He was about to do it, and he turned, and he just kind of looked at the corner and then looked up at the crowd and was like, I can't really go off the ropes, but well, whatever. And so he tries to do it and kind of did it, but it was a little awkward because there was no top rope for him to brace against.
Right.
And then same with Rollins, where he does the whole push off the second rope thing in the corner with his foot, where he runs against it. And he did that, but because there was no top rope, it was effectively a bounce off the top rope thing. It looked really weird. Probably made Rollins look far cooler than he had any right to look.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that match was just awkward because there was no ropes. So they literally had to wrestle doing rope spots without a top rope. So there was literally no brace for any of that shit.
Oof.
So they couldn't do anything at full force. So the match after that point was kind of lackluster.
Well, like while they were taking 5 minutes to check on Drew, somebody from the ring crew couldn't have put the rope back.
Nope, they just completely ignored the ropes. So the rest of that match, the entire top rope just hung there like limp, wet noodles around the ring. It was really awkward because it was a tag match too. So, you had the string attached to the corner, which now no longer had any top ropes. So literally the dudes were just standing there holding this string looking down at a turnbuckle. It was kind of weird and surreal. I guarantee you someone's head rolled for that. Whoever put the ring together that day probably is unemployed now. You can find that video right now on YouTube if you search for it.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, WWE themselves put up a clip of that on their YouTube channel. That's where I heard the Reigns thing, because obviously it was, the WWE camera, so they have them good microphones and they're up close, so they can catch Reigns' voice. But, yeah. Check that out now. It's actually pretty funny. And I have to hand it to the 4 gentlemen to actually at least try to put on something entertaining without really the ability to do so, because they didn't have the top rope. Also, Rollins wins via curb stomp.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Anywho. So, meanwhile, for the evening of Raw, Drew McIntyre is going to get himself 5 points for an accompaniment and 6 points for an interference. Is 11. And then 4 points for a post-match assault. It's 15 points to Drew Mac.
The chosen one.
No, actually, no, it's more than that. What did I just say? 15?
You don't need more points. Fuck you.
No, it was one of those things. What the hell is it?
You don't need more points. You have the entirety of a fucking specialty main event on 205 Live. You don't need more points.
No, yeah, because even though he didn't actually, because he came back, but Drew got ejected.
Oh.
During the match. So technically that's an extra, what's an ejection, 10 points? Yeah, an extra 10 points. It's actually 25 points to Drew McIntyre.
Fuck you, Drew.
So that would be 199, 09, 219. As for the men in the match, strictly speaking, Seth won, so we'll go in this order. So, Dolph Ziggler is going to get himself, let's see, 20 points for a retention of the Intercontinental Championship. 5 points for competing in a match is 25. He'll get 4 points for being in the main event is 29. And he had 8 moves is 37.
And this is why I have everything written out.
Yeah, 37. I was trying to figure out if Ziggler had assaulted him more after the match, but not for long, so I'm not going to give any points for that. So 37 points to Drew. To Dolph.
Fair enough.
75 and 7 is 282.
Oh, while WWE's actually calling them Team Hell No.
That is what Paige said.
Well, they're literally the Extreme Rules poster, and it literally says Team Hell No behind Kane.
Well, there you go.
God, they're the poster boys. That means they have to win.
Yep.
Do I still have Kane? I do, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Yep.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
As soon as that happened, I checked it, and I'm like, oh, he's still got Kane. Well, that's convenient.
That is very convenient. I better get a crap ton of points on SmackDown. I need it.
Anyway. So Seth freaking Rollins is going to get 5 points for being in the main event. 5 points for competing in a match. 4 for being in the main event. Is 9. 5 for winning the main event, technically speaking. Is that'd be 14. And Jesus, 13 moves. So 14 and 13 is 27 points to Seth freaking Rollins.
Okay then.
37 and 5 is 642. All right. So yeah. And like I said, so Drew continues to beat down Rollins after the match, and Ziggler gets ready to jump in, but Roman Reigns comes out for the save, spears Dolph Ziggler, then hits the ring, fights with Drew, hits him with a Superman punch, and then helps Rollins to his feet, and they stare them down. So that's Roman with 2 moves.
Fuck you, Roman.
Clap, 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 clap. And he didn't fight with Drew, so he gets 4 for an assault and 2 moves. Is 6 points to Roman. 339. All right. Thus endeth Monday Night Raw.
Fucking Raw.
So, let's go over to the scoring.
See how badly I got trounced?
Yeah, let's go on over here to the scores. Scroll this direction, pop it up. Save. Data, refresh the data. Whoopsie. Oh, crap, I need to do that. Shoot.
What did you do?
I think I hit a wrong button. All right, we should be okay now. So, all right. In the lead is me at 59.07, the Woken Warriors with a big comeback. In second place at 57.93 is Glorious. And then third at 52.88 is the Legit Rowdy Architects.
Yeah. Damn, you got massive points.
Yep.
I need a lot of points on SmackDown. Please, SmackDown. I know I'm going to get some good points with Team Hell No. Because I think Brian ended up winning that match because of Kane, didn't he? Or was that a DQ?
No, that was a DQ, and then Kane saved him.
Oh, fuck.
All right.
Well, that doesn't bode well for me on SmackDown.
Let's go over to the Smacketh Down.
No, this week just sucks for me.
Let's pop this up. All right. So we have Tiff SmackDown results.
Edited by James Phoenix.
Barely. I really didn't do anything to it.
Really?
Really.
She
had it well organized. I didn't need to.
Good. I'm glad.
Coming from the Citizens Business Bank Arena in Ontario, Canada. We open things up with the most must-see show in WWE today, Miz TV.
Awesome.
I came to play. So the Miz introduces his guests, the Bludgeon Brothers, who make their way out, masks and mallets. And the Miz has something in common in that they both dismantled Daniel Bryan last week. And Miz shows a series of footage which he uses to tell a story about exactly what happened.
Okay.
As the crowd continues to boo him. And he said since the Bludgeon Brothers are the strong silent type and not talking, he's going to handle the story. And he shows the video footage showing that let's get started here. I understand your reasoning for why you assaulted Daniel Bryan in the middle of the gauntlet match last week. And that was because Daniel Bryan made this statement about basically a statement that says he does not respect big men.
Okay.
And so Miz posited that was why the Bludgeon Brothers chose to attack him.
Well, apparently that was an incorrect posit because he got saved by a big man that happens to be one of his best friends.
Yeah, well. So he rolls the footage and says, and Miz also jokes that the Bludgeon Brothers were auditioning to be the new Miztourage.
So there you go. Miz and the Bludgeon Brothers and Shinsuke. Faction. Go.
There you go. It's a weird ass faction.
The new Wyatt family.
No. But yeah, Miz talks about how that was Act 1. Now Act 2 of the story is here, and we see Daniel Bryan getting jumped by the Bludgeon Brothers in the middle of the gauntlet match. And then of course, well, that was appreciated. Act 3, we see right here, Daniel Bryan gets up, clearly at 100% again, and I swoop in, and bam, skull-crushing finale, and declare victory.
Yeah, clearly at 100%.
So, anyway, after making the Miztourage joke, Harper slaps the microphone out of Miz's hand.
Okay.
And they begin walking toward the Miz, but then Daniel Bryan's music hits, and Miz grabs his mic again and is like, oh, you see this again, Bludgeon? Daniel Bryan again trying to steal your thunder. He's a glory hound. And Bryan takes issues with the Bludgeon Brothers attacking him, saying he's not afraid of them or the Miz. He says he's more than happy to fight all of them. Well, the question is, who's going to fight him first? And Harper then takes the microphone from the Miz, and Miz says that Daniel never learns his lesson, but he's going to tonight.
No.
So that's a promo to Miz, Bryan, and the Bludgeons.
And Harper. Rowan didn't say anything.
Nobody was there.
Mini to Rowan.
No, fine.
He didn't say anything.
Because they're characters that generally don't talk.
Yeah, but the fact that Harper talks means different points.
Fine.
Besides, neither of us have the Bludgeon Brothers. You should be happy about this.
Tiff is way behind. She needs points.
Yeah, I suppose.
But
she's going to, because at Extreme Rules, she has both the women's title matches, or at least both the champions anyway.
This is true.
And I don't see Nia winning, so yeah.
Yeah.
Asuka, on the other hand, may. We don't know.
Yeah. Well, first, we're going to get there. Who the hell was I looking for again? Oh, the Miz.
Miz.
72. All right.
Did you get Daniel Bryan?
I got him.
Okay.
The New Day are backstage with their assistant mixing up pancake batter milkshakes. And Xavier Woods next takes on Rusev in a singles match sponsored by Sonic.
Sponsored by what?
Sonic.
Oh, Sonic. As in the fast food chain?
Yes.
Okay.
And Rusev wins this match.
Of course.
Via a monster kick to the head and an accolade.
Fuck you, Rusev.
Hashtag Rusev Day.
Fuck you, Rusev.
Not
at the expense of my people. I'm fine with Rusev winning, just not at the expense of my people.
Yeah.
AJ, kick his ass.
Yeah. Anyway. So Kofi, let's take a look at make sure maybe I forgot all that. So let's see here. So Big E, Kofi, and Aiden are all going to get accompaniment points. Luckily, everybody was good and nobody interfered.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 5 to Aiden English. And 5 to Big E. And 5 to Kofi. All right. So we got Xavier is going to get 5 points for being in the match. And looks like that's about it for him.
Great.
You know, he barely has a moveset to begin with.
He has a moveset. He just never uses it.
Yeah. So 5 points to Xavier. Rusev Machka is going to get 20 points for winning this match. He's going to get 5 for being in this match. He follows off the match with a promo, so he gets 5 for a promo.
He needs more points.
That's 30. Plus 1 Samoan drop, 1 Machka kick, and 1 accolade is 3 moves. A total of 33 points to Rusev.
Oh, fuck me. I better win all my matches at Extreme Rules.
Yes, Rusev said promo warns AJ Styles that he's going to take his WWE title at Extreme Rules.
No, you're not, and you better not.
Hashtag Machka. Anyway. Next up, we cut to the back for creepy face paint Jeff Hardy.
Okay, then.
And talks about his threshold for pain being higher than most people's, I guess.
Way to make people forget that you're injured, Jeff.
Yep. So we go to the broadcast table, and Tom Phillips informs us that Jeff Hardy was going to fight Shinsuke tonight, but Shinsuke got bit by a dog.
By the way, 5 points to Jeff Hardy?
Yes. I'll give it to him in a sec.
Okay.
But Shinsuke got bit by a dog.
Mm-hmm.
And so there will be a United States Championship Open Challenge tonight.
Okay.
Instead.
Oh, so I get retention points.
You do. So Jeff makes his way out to the ring. In the meantime, we cut to the back, where Naomi and Lana are still arguing over who won the dance-off.
What theme song did they give Jeff?
I don't remember.
Well, you fail.
Yeah, well.
I want to know if they changed his theme song to go with the gimmick.
I don't believe they did.
Which makes no sense, but okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so Naomi and Lana are in the back still arguing about who won the dance-off.
Mm-hmm.
When they are approached by the cast of Glow.
Okay, then.
Who are hanging out. They speak to Naomi and Lana and make an interesting point. Pointing out that given that, because Naomi and Lana were arguing over who clearly won the dance-off with, Naomi arguing, no, it clearly felt the glow was obviously me, and Lana's like, no, I clearly had some better moves there. And the cast of Glow making an interesting observation between Naomi and Lana in that they're both obviously very good, and that instead of arguing, the two of them should be working together.
Okay.
Naomi and Lana seem to come to an agreement on this.
They're building a women's tag division?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, they technically already have one. They have the Riot Squad. They have what's left of Absolution.
True.
They've got the Iconics.
True. They have the 4 horsewomen, sort of.
Yeah, well, not Bailey and Sasha anymore.
Yeah.
But just Charlotte and Becky are still friends. They got them.
Yep. And WWE did just officially assign Io Shirai, so they could have a Japanese team.
That's true. They could. We'll see.
They announced that on WWE.com. Sign her at WWE Live Tokyo.
Yeah. So that's a promo to Naomi and Lana. Also, I like how Lana has a Happy Lana Day shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And we go back out to the ring where Jeff Hardy has been patiently waiting. Any guesses as to who his opponent will be tonight?
They cut away to give Jeff Hardy enough time to limp down to the ring, didn't they?
Probably.
I don't remember who his opponent was.
Did you see SmackDown?
No, I saw who he fought though, and I forgot. Because I wanted to see the beginning of it to see if they would show him coming down, and WWE's footage did not, and that pissed me off. Because I wanted to see his theme song or hear his theme song.
It was Eric Young of Sanity, accompanied by Sanity.
So I get all the points.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Let's go, Sanity.
Clap, 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 clap. All right, so let's see here. So, Killian Dane and what's the other guy? Wolf.
Alexander Wolf.
Yeah, Alexander Wolf. They're going to get accompaniment points.
They did nothing.
They showed up.
So they let Eric Young lose.
No, we'll get there.
Please tell me I at least got victory points. Come on, I need the victory points.
You got title retention points.
Fuck!
You got a bunch more points here in a second. You're fine. This actually worked out in your favor.
Let's see how I lost 20 points in victory points.
You'll see.
Okay.
So, anyway, as I was saying, so Dane and Wolf are going to get accompaniment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Killian Dane is just a great name, by the way.
It is a great name. Too bad he looks like shit. They need to repackage his look. He looks terrible.
Hey, you don't have to look good to be a quality superstar.
You don't, but with a name like Killian Dane, you got to at least look the part. Come on.
Yeah.
He looks like what if Bray Wyatt and Naked Midian had a baby.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing.
No. Anywho.
So, points.
Yeah, so Eric Young, so the match ended in a DQ on Eric Young won by DQ.
Oh. Okay.
Which is
they probably did this to protect Jeff Hardy, didn't they?
Probably, but like I said, it gets better. So Eric Young is going to get 5 points for the match. It was an unintentional DQ win, doesn't get any points, so Eric Young gets 5 points.
How do you know it was unintentional?
What do you mean?
Obviously, either he or his team got him DQ'd. How do you know that was unintentional?
Wait for it.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's an argument to be made, but we'll get there in a second. Meanwhile, Geoff is going to get himself 5 points for the match. 5 points for that promo that happened a little earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Is 10, 1 twist of fate, 1 jawbreaker, and the double leg drop. It's 13 points to Geoff.
Okay, then.
Geoff, where the hell is he? There we go. 70.
Wait, only 13? What about the title retention?
Oh, yeah, she didn't accommodate for the title retention. You're right. That's another 20. All right.
Stop trying to
$3.95.
stiff me points.
Don't blame me. Tiff's the one that didn't write it. Not on me. So anyway.
So lots of points for Jeff Hardy.
Yes. And more.
Okay.
So what happened here was we were having ourselves a U.S. title match between Eric Young and Jeff Hardy, and Sanity was actually being good, and while they were encouraging their teammate, they were keeping their hands to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking.
Okay.
Or at least they were, until they had to defend themselves from the Usos, who came out of the crowd and started beating the shit out of them.
Okay.
Eric Young saw this and jumped out of the ring to assist his teammates. Jey Uso punched him in the face, and therefore Eric Young won the match by disqualification.
Fuck you, Usos. Cost me my match. Fuck you.
Which reminds me that, strictly speaking, the Usos get an interference.
Yes, they do.
So let's put that down.
How is this better for me? They cost me my points.
Wait for it. So Jey Uso, interference is what, 6? So
yes,
that's going to put Jey at 85.
Plus assault.
And it's going to put, yeah, hang on. Jimmy is 51. Plus assault's 55. And that's 89 then for Jey.
And then assault to sanity. I assume they fought back.
Yes, so Killian and Alexander. All right. So anyway, the ref calls for the bell. The whole thing falls apart and turns into a brawl.
Does Jeff Hardy slide out and attempt to assist the...
He does, yes. He gets involved, and they all brawl on the ringside. We go to a commercial.
So Eric Young and Jeff Hardy, 4 points for assault? Since they decide to take part in that brawl after the bell rang?
Yeah. All right.
So I assume it came back from commercial and everyone was beating everybody else's asses.
Hang on. Eric Young. And the point where I was saying it benefits you here.
Mm-hmm.
And they were. But Paige must have popped her head out during the commercial because they were doing it in the confines of a 6-man tag team match player.
Okay, then. So I missed Paige, yeah.
Yeah, she must have come out in the middle of the commercial and booked them into a tag team match or something. So we come back and they're in the middle of a tag team match.
I assume tag team match where the Usos do all the work.
Yeah. That's pretty much summation. Usos do all the work, and then Jeff tags in for a Swanton Bomb.
Okay. Why would Jeff do that with nerve damage in his arm?
Because he's Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, but he's not young man Jeff. He's fucking middle-aged Jeff. He's got kids. What the fuck?
I don't know.
And this is what happens when you take him away from Matt Hardy. Matt can't tell him, Jeff, don't fucking do that.
Yep. So yes, Killian and Jey are in the ring as we get back, and Wolf tags in. They try to isolate Jey Uso, and they hit some double teams on him and kind of keep him in the over in the sanity corner for a while. Eventually, he finally manages to get himself free and hot tag Jimmy in. Alexander Wolf getting the tag as well. Jimmy cleans house, drops Wolf with a Samoan drop, follows up with the crossbody, then hits some kicks and goes for a pin, but Eric Young breaks it up. Then the apron's clear and everybody starts brawling. Jimmy super kicks Killian and Young, but Killian doesn't go down off the super kick, so the Usos hit him with a double super kick, and he falls out of the ring.
Tag team move.
Jay then suicide dives Killian and Young on the outside, while Wolf and Jimmy are still fighting inside the ring. Jimmy super kicks him in the face, tags in Geoff. Geoff swanton bombs Alexander Wolf for the win.
Fair.
Yep. So, yeah. So, the face of there's so sanity for this section. Let's see here. Where's the next page? All right, so no particular order. Eric Young gets 5 points for being in the match.
Yeah.
And Alexander Wolf gets 5 points for being in the match, plus a German suplex is 6.
Okay. Oh, Eric Young did fuck all?
Yep.
Fair enough. Eric Young, the beat slut.
They're NXT dudes. They don't have movesets.
Eric Young does. He's a former TNA World Champion.
Yeah, but has he used any of those moves in WWE?
I don't know. I don't watch NXT.
Neither do I, so we're not going to worry about it. Killian Dane got himself 5 for being in the match. That's what I remember. Tiff didn't have movesets for a lot of these.
Yep. Eric Young is probably the second oldest man in that match.
Is he now?
Well, considering how long he's been in the business, like I said, he was a former TNA World Champion, so he's been doing this a long time.
He's 38.
Yeah, so he's the second oldest man in the match behind Jeff Hardy, who's like 42 or something like that.
Yeah. Anyway. So.
Yeah, Eric Young was like a super baby face in TNA. He was all clean shaven and everything and had hair. Yep.
Anywho. So going back over to the faces. Let's see. The Usos managed to light up 23 points a pop.
Woo!
That's 5 points each for the match. 15 each for team win. It's 20. And each had 3 moves. They had the shared double super kick. And Jay had 2 additional super kicks, while Jimmy had 1 additional super kick and a Samoan drop.
Oos. Oh.
So 23 points to each Uso. 99, 09, 112, 65, 75, 178. All right.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not complaining about the points, but who in their right mind would schedule Jeff Hardy for 2 back-to-back matches when the man has a busted leg and nerve damage in his arm?
Well, it's SmackDown, so Road Dogg.
What the fuck, Road Dogg? I mean, I'm glad you gave me all the points, but still, that can't be good for Jeff Hardy.
Well, in fairness, he didn't do shit in the second match except for a swanton.
But probably didn't help the nerve damage.
Probably.
Anyway, continue.
So Jeff Hardy is going to get 20. No way, Jeff Hardy does not get team win points, Tiff. He was just the winner. That's not how that works. That's not.
You didn't actually read her points. You lied to me.
I skimmed. Anyway, Jeff Hardy gets 20 points for winning, 5 for competing, and the swanton is 26 points to Jeff Hardy.
All right.
which is going to put him at 425. There you go.
All right.
Next up, we find out that Bryan is going to fight Luke Harper later.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see Becky Lynch warming up in the back, and she comes out to have herself a one-on-one match against Sonya Deville. And despite Mandy Rose's repeated attempts at interference, Becky proceeds to take Sonya, throw her into Mandy on the apron, who goes flying, and then lock Sonya and then disarm her and rip her arm off.
All points to Tiff.
Yep.
She stole my Becky Lynch.
She did.
Fuck her.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me wish I'd have taken her back instead of Charlotte now.
Yeah, well. So yeah, so Mandy Rose gets 5 for accompaniment and 6 for interference. It's 11 points to Mandy Rose. Is 147. And sorry.
Bless you. And again.
Okay.
You okay now?
I'm okay. Sonya Deville gets 5 points for being in the match and nothing else.
Okay then.
That's right, 103. And Becky Lynch gets 20 points off winning a match. 5 for being in it. It's 25. Plus 1 flying forearm, 1 exploder suplex, and 1 disarmer is 28 points to Becky Lynch.
And Charlotte is still nowhere to be seen.
Well, yeah, they did say that she was not going to be back until after Extreme Rules.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because she went and had her boob fixed.
I know. I didn't think it was going to take that long to recover from that, but okay.
They said that for the sake of ease, they're just going to leave her out of this arc of storylines for this month and then bring her back in for SummerSlam.
Fair.
Gives her a break. Plus, Rick's having surgery too, so she can at least be there for him.
Fair.
All right. So, next up, we see James Ellsworth in the back wearing an Oscar mask, exchanging small talk with Ty Dillinger, who just kind of looks at him like he's a fool. And it's a kind of an interesting exchange because Ellsworth asks Dillinger, like, and he held to his fingers, like, I'm a 10, right? And Ellsworth was like, no, and he puts one of his hands on a 5, then he puts up 4 other fingers, like, I'm a 1? He's all sad about it. It's kind of funny.
So promo to them?
Yeah, I guess so. Although Ellsworth is about to come out and do a promo, so I'm counting it as contiguous.
Fair.
I will give Ty Dillinger points for doing something. So anyway, Ellsworth then comes out to the ring. We see a replay of last week's interaction. He gets on a mic saying that there are 2 types of men in this world. Men who graduated high school and talk about their feelings. And then real men like him who stand up for what they believe in. He says Asuka attacked him for no reason last week. And that he knows she's here tonight.
She attacked you because cultural appropriation, you arrogant fuck.
And he tells Asuka, it's a man's world. And when you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Wow.
Now, and he says he loves and respects women. Don't get him wrong. And he has a love life so hot that you could fry an egg on it. And women love him too. And he says that when it comes to Asuka, there's no love or respect. And Ellsworth takes his hoodie off and throws it on the mat and says that he wasn't ready last week, but this week he is ready. And he dares Asuka to come out and face him tonight.
So promo to Ellsworth?
Yeah, we're getting there. However, instead of Asuka, he gets Paige.
Paige here.
Who goes out and tells Ellsworth, you know goddamn well Asuka's with her family in Japan and not here tonight.
Fuck.
But instead, Paige says, I will tell you, Ellsworth, what is going to happen. Because the first thing that's happened is that Carmella is going to once again defend her SmackDown Women's Championship against Asuka at Extreme Rules. Well, that's not all. Because Ellsworth chimes in saying Asuka doesn't deserve a rematch. And he thinks, but he says to Paige, that's not the only reason you came out here. I know why you came out here. You came out to ask me on a date. And Paige says Ellsworth is right, and they have a date next Tuesday. Ellsworth agrees, but Paige corrects herself, saying it's not a date with her. It's a date with Asuka for a one-on-one match. Ellsworth does not look so happy anymore, and Paige leaves.
Okay, then.
So promo to James Ellsworth.
I believe he's at the bottom.
Oh, that's right. We didn't actually put him in, did we?
Is he the last name on that? Yeah, he is.
Yep.
Hey, Jim.
Yo.
Can I make a deal with you?
Okay.
You and I are one short.
Yes.
You get James Ellsworth, I get Leo Rush. Since you have Carmella, it's only right you get Ellsworth anyway.
This is true.
That'll even out the rosters. Well, in as much as you still have Big Cass on your roster and he no longer has a job, but he has points for you.
Yeah. That is true. And it's so much I still have Sami Zayn on my roster and he's injured as fuck.
But again, he has points for you.
He does.
And, you know, we can always give you, there's a lot of people down there. We can give you other people later to give you extra points.
Well, let's not forget about Tiff, because she just lost Ronda Rousey for a month.
She did, but Ronda Rousey is still going to be competing and getting points. Yes, Tiff has the least amount of points.
I know, I don't have Big Cass. She had Big Cass.
Oh yeah, she had Big. You have Sami Zayn, so
yeah,
it's the point still stands.
Yeah. I just feel like if she lost Big Cass, she should get some of those people too.
We can give her some of the people.
Yeah. We'll deal with that later. We'll divvy that up when everybody's here. So for tonight, I'm going to throw Leo Rush on the bottom, and we'll deal with it next week.
Leo Rush is on the active roster.
Okay, well, whatever. We'll give him his points, but we'll assign him next week.
All right.
It's my ruling. Anyway. So the Bludgeon Brothers are shown backstage. Harper stares into a camera, and Bryan is elsewhere backstage, where the Good Brothers are helping him warm up for his match.
So I get points for the Good Brothers? For sure.
No, they were there. They were there for like 2 seconds. I guess I give them 3 points each.
Because I assume they didn't do anything else for the rest of the night.
No, they were just standing there. Daniel Bryan was like throwing punches into their hands.
Fair.
Well, actually, let me correct myself. Daniel Bryan was throwing punches into Luke Gallows' hands, and behind them, Carl Anderson was counting his abs.
He's Tony Nese?
Apparently.
Because that's literally Tony Nese's entire gimmick. It's his entire entrance is counting his abs.
Well, they've had Anderson doing that for a little while now, too.
Well, that's a match I'd like to see. Tony Nese versus Carl Anderson.
That would be a good match. Anyway. See, Gallows and Anderson can have 3 points a pop because I'm feeling generous tonight.
Cool. Now, please be generous. I'm about to give you all the points.
Mm-hmm.
Because you literally have the entire main event of 205 Live, and that's well over 100 points.
Right. All right. So next up, we go out to the ring for our main event match of Daniel Bryan versus Luke Harper.
That was the main event?
Yes, it was.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit.
Yes, by the end of the match, Bryan locks Luke Harper into the yes lock, but Eric Rowan runs in and breaks it up for a DQ.
Fuck you, Rowan. Yeah, you guys better fucking take those titles, because fuck them. That's fucking bullshit. Now they have to take the titles.
Fair enough.
Brian, you owe me victory and title points, damn it.
Anyway. So let's go through here. Eric Rowan is going to get 5 for an accompaniment and 6 for an interference. Is 11 points. And 4 for an assault on top of that. It's 15 points to Eric Rowan.
After match assault.
Yeah.
Fair.
So that's 89 and 5 is 194. And then let's see, Luke Harper. So technically, Daniel Bryan won by DQ. So Luke Harper lost this match. So he gets 5 points for being in a match. He gets 3 for a move counter. 1 boot, 1 Michinuga driver, 1 drop kick. No, it's not -4 for a DQ loss because he didn't intentionally get himself DQ'd. Rowan got him DQ'd.
But that was still an intentional DQ by the person that was with him, right?
Well, yeah, because he was going to tap out in the yes lock.
Yeah, so he would have lost anyway, but it was still an intentional DQ. He got intentionally DQ'd.
Yes, but not of his own volition. His partner did it.
Fair.
I'm saving you 4 points.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Anyway, as I was saying,
Wait, how are you saving me 4 points?
an intentional DQ loss is a minus. Oh, no, wait, you don't have the Bludgeon Brothers, do you?
No.
No, that's Tiff.
And Daniel Bryan didn't DQ to win intentionally, therefore he would not get the minus points.
Well, fine, then I'm saving Tiff points.
Fair.
Anyway, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 11 points is going to Harper.
If I had the Bludgeon Brothers, I wouldn't be pissed off.
That's true.
Or I wouldn't be as pissed off.
Yeah. And 29. All right. And Harper also gets 4 for the post-match assault.
I'm really surprised they haven't pulled the trigger on Daniel Bryan versus The Miz yet, considering that was the entire setup for The Miz being drafted to SmackDown.
I would wager they're saving that for WrestleMania.
They're assuming Daniel Bryan resigns. Remember, his contract is up in like September or October.
They've already started advertising him for dates past that time frame.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Fair.
Anyway, Daniel Bryan.
Yes. I really need to buy a D-Bry shirt.
Gets 5 for a match, 1 for a kick, 1 for a running drop kick, another for a running drop kick, 1 for the yes kicks, 1 for the yes lock. No win points because it was unintentional DQ win. There's 10 points to Daniel Bryan.
Fair.
Plus 4 for assault as he attempted to fight off the Bludgeon Brothers.
Fair.
So 14 points to Daniel Bryan.
Fair. And I wasn't paying attention when you talked about all the points, but he does get the main event victory points, yeah? Because it's the main event, so he should get that.
Right, that is true. Okay, so that's an extra. Yeah, she didn't include main event points.
Did she include actually being in the main event?
No, so that's that'd be yeah. No, I lost. So it's 10. God damn it. 10. 9 for being in and winning the main event is 19, and the additional 4 for the assault is 23.
Yeah. Hell, you didn't change the points.
I was making sure I was at the right spot. So what did I say? 23.
Yeah.
So that's 94. That's 04, 414.
You need to go back and give Luke Harper more points.
Yes, I'm going to give him an extra points.
For being in the main event.
Yep.
See, there's Leo Rush.
Okay. Good for him. Anyway. So anyway, the Bludgeon Brothers see to beat the shit out of Daniel Bryan after the match, and they look for the Powerbomb Doomsday device, but all of a sudden the Hellfire and Brimstone erupts out of nowhere. And Kane slowly walks down to the ring and gets in the ring, goes at it with the Bludgeon Brothers. They try to double team him, but Bryan makes the save by taking out Harper with a running knee. This allows Kane to hit a choke slam on Eric Rowan. And Bryan has a look of disbelief on his face that Kane just turned out of nowhere and saved him. They have a stare down. The crowd yes chants. Kane opens his arms and offers to hug it out. Bryan is hesitant, but then does so multiple times. Crowd goes nuts. And Paige comes out saying she's not going to miss this moment and that these two gentlemen now have a tag team title match against the Bludgeon Brothers at Extreme Rules. Team Hell No is back.
So assault to Bryan and Kane, 1 point to Kane for chokeslam.
Bryan already got his assault points. Kane gets assault and a chokeslam.
Excellent. Yay, Kane finally gets me points for this season.
That's 5.
Jim, buy me a D-Bry shirt for my birthday.
When's your birthday?
November.
Okay. And that's it is SmackDown.
Let's see how... Well, I actually got some decent points for SmackDown. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see if Old Man Hardy and the Usos are enough.
They are.
Wow. That ain't going to last because you're
about
to get over 100 points. But
yep, 6,024 to the Glorious. To 59.50 for the Wogan Warriors, and a 53.89 for the Legit Rowdy Architects.
Now, the problem is yours and my rosters have consistency, but Tiff's roster has the big bursts.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she's constantly behind. She doesn't have the consistency to keep up. Which is too bad. But it's still a lot closer than it's been. So this is a good season.
Yep.
Disappointed Roderick Strong hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
After that Cruiserweight tournament, you would have thought he would have stuck around, but he didn't, and that's kind of screwed her. Also, Truth hasn't shown up on SmackDown since the whole thing of him not knowing what day it was.
True.
Yeah,
anyway.
a lot of her roster, they've just kind of screwed, man. They just haven't shown up at all. Yep. Ryder, The Bar, Truth, Roderick Strong.
Yep. Anyway, take us to 205.
All right. So we kick things off with Akira Tozawa versus the Ab Master himself, Tony Nese. Exactly. And apparently WWE wasn't paying attention because nowhere on their site does it say that Buddy Murphy came out with Tony Nese, but at the top of the show, clearly Buddy Murphy walks out with Tony Nese. So you fail, WWE. You don't know your own matches.
Okay, then.
So 5 points to Buddy Murphy for accompanying Tony Nese.
Okay.
He accompanied Tony Nese just to sit there and watch him lose.
Okay.
Yeah, he did fucking nothing.
Okay.
He might have just left in the middle of the match. I don't know, but he came out.
Okay.
The commentators outright said, or the announcer outright said, and accompanying Tony Nese, Buddy Murphy.
Okay.
It was actually a really good match.
Okay.
A lot of power from the Ab Master. A lot of high-flying cruiserweight shit from Tozawa. Tozawa finally winning with the diving senton.
Nice.
Ha, ha, ha.
Huh.
So Tony Nese gets 5 for a match, 3 for escaping the discus enziguri, and 1 for a moonsault. Yeah, this is the big power to doing a moonsault for a total of 9 points to Tony Nese.
$105 live.
Yep. Akira Tozawa, your match winner, gets 5 for being in a match, 20 for winning the match, 6 for escaping the running knees and countering a German suplex, and 6 moves for the high knee, a senton, a shining wizard, suicide dive, a diving dropkick, and the diving senton for a total of 37 points.
Nice. All right, 6, that's 70, 80, 98, and 7 would be 105 live.
Then we cut to the back with Cedric Alexander and DM the GM, where DM the GM proves that he is the worst GM ever in the history of WWE. Because Cedric comes up and says, so, Hideo Itami's the number 1 contender, right? He's the next I'm going to face. And DM is like, no. What may give you that idea? And Cedric's like, well, he did just beat both Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy in the same match of the main event of 205 Live last week. Ergo, he's kind of earned himself a title shot, don't you think? And DM's like, no. It's like, here in my administration, I don't believe in rewarding bad behavior. Just ask TJP. And I was like, ow. You know, and Cedric was like, but come on, you gave him the match and he won it. And DM is like, so you're vouching for Hideo Itami after everything that he's done? And Cedric's like, no, don't get me wrong, I'm not vouching for the guy. I'm just saying, A, he's earned the shot. B, I've already beaten both Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy on separate occasions. I want some competition, and Hideo Itami's a legend. I want that notch on my belt. So he deserves the shot. I want the match. Make it happen. And Drake Maverick's like, I will take it into consideration. And Cedric's like, that's all I asked, and walks away. And I'm like, wow, Drake, you're a fucking asshole. Like, he's, of all the GMs, he's the only one that's come right out and said, you know, with making no bones about it, I am the most biased motherfucker here. My entire administration is based on bias. I'm like, wow. Not even Stephanie, not even Vince McMahon has come out and said, I'm basing everything on bias. He just is biased, but he has never come out and said, you know, I'm going to be completely biased against a group of superstars. And even when they're completely based on bias, both Vince and Stephanie have before, when they've put somebody in a match, it's like, if you win this match, you will get a title shot. Thinking completely, they're not going to win this match. It's going to be punishment. And then they come in and win it. Both Vince and Stephanie honor, okay, you've earned the shot. Despite the fact I don't like it, you have earned the shot. Then they make their life a living hell trying to make sure they don't make it to the match or lose that match, but they will still give them the shot. Now, granted, Hideo Itami's match wasn't for a title shot, but he's more than earned it because he won that match, regardless of how he won the match. So, yeah, fuck you, Drake Maverick. What the hell, dude? Also, 5 points to Cedric Alexander for a promo.
Yes.
I don't know how you feel about that, Jim.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that one impressive match victory does not outweigh all the bad behavior, but
the one match that he's had bad behavior, that he ruined one match?
And the fact that he turned on Akira Tozawa and was a huge dick to him, beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. Anyway, we then cut back to the ring for Lio Rush versus local enhancement talent Dewey James.
Okay.
Lio Rush is fucking awesome. He looks really, really good and really crisp in the ring.
Cool.
I was impressed. That's why I want him on my roster, because I'm like, ooh, I like him. That and 205 Live seems to be my bread and butter right now anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from today, because fuck me in a minute. Anyway, so Lio Rush, 5 for being in the match, 20 for winning the match, 2 points for, Schoolboy Enziguri, and I'm calling it the lowdown because that's what it fucking is. His finishing move is D'Lo Brown's lowdown.
Okay.
It's a split-legged frog splash. It's basically the lowdown.
Okay.
And 5 points for a post-match promo for a total of 32 points to Lio Rush.
I'm at 42 then. Continue.
So we cut backstage. Cedric Alexander's walking around backstage, and Hideo Itami comes up to him. They exchange words. The mic isn't actually in their faces. You barely can make it out. And then they start beating each other up, and the GM has to come and break it up. I gave them both 5 points for promo just because it was an extended bit of various things of shouting at each other, beating each other up. So I'm like, 5 points for promo to the two of them.
Okay.
Because it's furthering their feud.
Works.
My guess is Hideo's getting the match probably.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we cut to the main event where Jim is just going to run away with the season. Because you literally have everyone involved in this match.
Yep.
You have Drew Gulak, the Brian Kendrick, and Not So Gentleman Jack Gallagher versus the Lucha House Party.
Yep.
And so the Lucha House Party come out, and apparently little fucking Pinata Gulak is having balance issues. And Kalisto can't get it to balance right, so he just picks it up and puts it on his knee when they do the pose. It's kind of funny and kind of sad. So this is an elimination tag match, so it is a specialty match. It was a very good match. You should check it out if you get a chance. It went directions I didn't think it was going to go.
Yep.
But eventually Drew Gulak does win with the Gulak.
Indeed.
So we'll start with the Lucha House Party. I would also like to point out at this juncture that Wikipedia has seen fit to no longer include wrestling moves in the wrestlers' bios. So I had to go to a different site to get them, but those moves I feel were not complete. So I kind of fudged some of this and went off what I remembered and those lists. So yeah, this is going to be interesting going forward, me scoring a 205 live. So go over to Lince Dorado, the Golden Links.
Okay.
He gets 5 for a match, 3 for a specialty match, 4 for being in the main event, 3 for 1 elimination, 6 moves for the Tope Suicida. The double team with Kalisto, which I know isn't on their moveset, but since I've started doing 205 live scoring it, that's the second time I've seen them do it, so I'm counting it as a signature tag team move between the two of them.
Okay.
Hurricane Rana, diving crossbody, a golden rewind, which netted him that 1 elimination, and a spinning heel kick for a total of 21 points to Lince Dorado.
Okay. 72. All right.
Go over to Grand Metalik. 5 points for match, 3 for specialty, 4 for main event, 4 moves for the Tope Suicida. Yeah, all 3 of them started with a Tope Suicida right off the bat.
Nice.
The rope walk splash that he does, and 2 super kicks for a total of 16 points.
Okay. 16 is 132.
That was that rope walk move you were talking about before we went on the air?
Yep.
Yeah, he did that. And then the third member, Kalisto, the last member of Lucha House Party, who had to go 1-on-2 against Gulak and Gentleman Jack. Dorado eliminated the Brian Kendrick.
Yep.
Kalisto gets 5 for a match, 3 for specialty, 4 for the main event, 3 for eliminating Gentleman Jack, 6 moves for the Tope Suicida. That double team with Lince Dorado, 2 Hurricane Ranas, Salida del Sol, 450 splash for a total of 21 points.
It's about 191 then.
And actually, Kalisto's 450 was interesting because he did it off his knees.
Okay then.
Yeah, he jumped up on the top rope and bounced off his knees. I was like, what did he just do? So yeah, that was weird. So then we go to Gentleman Jack Gallagher, the fabulous mustache himself.
Yes.
5 for a match, 3 for specialty, 4 for a main event, 15 for being on the winning team, 3 for an elimination. I can't remember who. I think he eliminated Lince. 3 for countering a second rope move from Lince Dorado, I think, or Graham Metalik, one of them. And 1 for that headbutt, which is what he used to counter said second rope move, for 34 points to Gentleman Jack.
96, that's 06, 16, 126.
All right. And the Brian Kendrick, the man with a plan. All right, for Kendrick, we have 5 for being in a match, 3 for specialty, 4 for a main event, 15 for being on the winning team. And I gave him 6 for interference because he came back after he was eliminated to interfere in the match.
Okay.
And I felt that warranted interference. What do you think?
Yeah, that's fair.
For a total of 33 points to Brian Kendrick. See, I'm giving you free points.
139.
And your winner, holy fuck, Drew Gulak. So, 5 for being in a match, 3 for being in a specialty match, 4 for being in the main event, 20 for winning the match, 10 for winning a specialty match, 5 for winning the main event, 6 for 2 eliminations, 5 points. And tell me if you agree with this. I gave him OMG points for pulling Lince Dorado's mask off.
Yeah, sure, why not?
And I don't think that was intentional, pulling that off, but they ran with it, and it was brilliant. If it wasn't intentional, it was brilliant. Because after that point, they continued to try to pull his mask off the entire rest of the match.
Ah.
6 points for countering 2 Salida del Sols, because Kalisto was getting desperate at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 moves for 2 Gulaks and a body slam into the ropes for a total of 69 points to Drew Gulak.
Nice. That's 69, 39, that's 99, and 1 that's put an even 400 points for Drew Gulak.
Jesus! And that is your 205 Live, because that was your main event.
All right, let's go and see what we got.
Time for me to be sad. Yeah.
And the lead at the end of this week is the Vulcan Warriors. That's me at 61-44. In second place at 60-81 is the Glorious. In third at 53-98 is the Legit Rowdy Architects.
Am I doing that main event is what gave you the lead?
Yep.
It was entirely that main event.
All right.
I knew I should have gone after the Lucha House Party. Damn it.
Let's go to the leaderboards. Top of the leaderboards is still Seth freaking Rollins with a healthy lead at 642. Mr. Monster of the Bank Braun Strowman is still in second at 576. The U.S. champ Jeff Hardy clocks in at third at 425, followed by Daniel Bryan at 414. Drew Gulak moves his way up into fifth place at 400 points even. Finn Balor clocks in at 374, followed by the WWE champion AJ Styles at 340. The big dog Roman Reigns is at 339, followed by the SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella, who is at 312. And rounding out the top 10, making Shania Twain proud, is Kevin Owens at 306. So there you have it.
Fair.
Save that. All right. Save. Load it out. All right, folks. Well, this has been our usual weekly shenanigans. We will see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.